prize. Aesha, Tahir.
Have you ever known a kid who is full of surprises? Just like this elf on the shelf at Christmas time. Only this kid is like that throughout the year. Now, this is also the kid who likes to dream big and wants to achieve all their dreams. My story today is about one such kid. We all know that there's one day during every year when it's all about you. Now imagine that day. See it through the eyes of a third grader. In third grade, I dreamed of only two things. First, I wanted to become an astronaut by using my math and science superpowers. And second, I wanted to have a birthday party with my friends at my home. The year I was going to turn 8, my parents decided over dinner one night that they were not going to host a birthday party at my home with my friends. This news did not sit well with me. I decided I had to take some action. So I started convincing my parents how and why it is important for me to have my friends over. My parents explained to me that my dad was supposed to be traveling later that month for a long period of time on a business trip. And my mom had too much on her plate to host a party. I was disappointed. My dream was crushed. But I didn't give up that easily. I had a plan. On a cold and chilly, dark January night on my birthday, around 5 p.m., my home's doorbell rang. My mom answered the door, and I was right behind her. It was my friend Sarah from school with her parents. Sarah's parents told my mom that Sarah has been invited to a birthday party at our house, which is scheduled for tonight. My mom kept her composure and welcomed Sarah into our home. She thought it was no big deal. Sarah is my best friend. I'm trying to have a play date with her on my special day. It's okay. Boy, my mom underestimated my potential to chase after my dreams. 5 minutes later, the doorbell rang again. It was another kid with her parents. Then another, and another, and another. You should have seen the look on my mom's face at that time. It seemed like the IRS had shown up at the door. Right away, I knew I was in trouble. But thankfully, my mom saved me the embarrassment, and she played along. She told all the parents to come back at a certain hour to pick up their kids. And she told the kids to go and play with me. When all the parents had left, and my mom got a chance, she called me into the kitchen corner. And that's when she gave me the death stare. You have all seen that look on your mom's face, right? When I looked up, my mom's face had WTF written all over it. In my conservative home, WTF did not have its traditional meaning. You know what it meant? It meant, well, That's not fun. I pretended to look scared to my mom, but inside, I was jamming out. I was having the best time ever. I was celebrating my birthday with my friends, and I was showing off my toys. I was realizing my dream. 2 weeks earlier to this event, I had made handwritten invitations and distributed them to my close friends in the class. I had convinced my friends that I was having a birthday party on my birthday, which fell on a weekday. My friends had no way to doubt me. And let me remind you, this is in the early 90s, also known as the Stone Age, without cell phones, iPhones, tablets, or even social media apps. You know, where parents post each and everything about their kids. So now my friends' parents had no way to confirm the event with my mom. Soon, my mom realized how important this event was for me. She called my dad, who used to work long hours at the office, and explained my recent escapade to him. He closed the office and rushed home, stopping on the way to grab pizza and cake for my friends. When I went out from my playroom to cut the cake, my mom had even decorated the whole house with the birthday supplies we had in the basement. It was the best birthday I ever had. And this is how I surprised my parents on my 8th birthday. Friends, I have a question for you. What do you dream of? What is stopping you from achieving your dream? You have the power to turn your dreams into reality. What are you waiting for? Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you, Aesha. Timer, please give us 1 minute for the judges to mark their ballots. Okay, 1 minute has passed. If any of the judges need any more time, please use your reaction button and give a thumbs up. Do any of the judges need any more time? Very well. We'll now need the next contestant, Alok Agarwal.
He's in the room, Rich.
Oh, can I get back to the room to get him or?
No, I'm here.
Oh, very good. Look, before you start, please assure that you have your webcam positioned as you wish and your audio. And please make sure that you pin the timer.
Yes, I have the timer in front of me, and we are all set.
Very well. Alok Agarwal, my confession. My confession, Alok Agarwal.
Honored contest chair, honored judges, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Toastmasters is a safe place, especially our beloved Somerville Toastmasters. I trust you guys. How could I not? Just look around you of all the innocent faces in a club meeting. So I have a confession to make. Remember when I joined the club? I might have said my reason for joining Toastmasters was that I want to be a great speaker, a listener, and a leader. Well, that was certainly true, but perhaps not 100% complete. The reason I want to join Toastmasters is because I want to be a megalomaniac dictator. And before you say, stop, Al, you can't be a megalomaniac dictator. You're a nice guy. I'll present the case in a true Toastmaster tradition. I've done a research the topic where I will show to you that I have all the capabilities, the right plan, and maybe a little short of luck, and I need a little help to be a megalomaniac dictator. My favorite megalomaniac dictator, Putin. Putin. Nothing is known about his early years. Nothing is known about his childhood, what his parents were, except that he's perhaps Russian. Al, I'm a virtual unknown. Nobody knows about anything about me, where I was born, who my parents were, except that I'm from India, and that is kind of evident. You see the resemblance? Putin, he spent 10 years working in KGB, in the back offices, pushing paperwork. He was in Berlin, he started a family, he had kids. Remember my icebreaker? I told you, I live in Bridgewater, and I have kids. And although I don't want to tell you this, I have worked in companies where I was sitting in the back pushing paperwork of being no consequence at all, not mattering at all. You see the resemblance? Let's move on. Putin, 1990s was a time of change. The Soviet Union was no more. Putin found himself without a job back in his hometown in St. Petersburg, jobless with nothing to do. His professor from law school, Anatoly Sobchak, had just taken advantage of the freedoms of the newfound Russia and jumped into politics. He was elected the mayor of St. Petersburg. Anatoly Sobchak was suave, he was sophisticated, but he didn't know anything about how to run a city. He called upon his trusted friend, Putin, to do it for him. Al, 1990s was a time of change. The Asian financial crisis. The currencies crashed. I found myself jobless, back in Delhi, with nothing to do. But it is not my fault that none of my professors from my alma mater, they did not jump into politics. Now, if they had, maybe I would have been the deputy mayor of Delhi and started my career as a megalomaniac dictator. You see the resemblance? Putin, the corrupt president of Russia, the drunkard Boris Yeltsin, he was about to finish his second term. He was a little scared that after he stepped down, that his legacy would not be protected. The next president would prosecute him. He needed somebody he could rely on to protect his legacy. He called upon Putin to be his successor. And Putin became the next president of Russia. And now you might say, Al, you don't know any politicians. How are you going to do that? And I'll say, remember our 55th anniversary, where Rich had called the mayor of a neighboring town? Well, it is not my fault that that person is not corrupt and he did not need anybody to protect his legacy. If he had, maybe Rich would have recommended me and I would have started my career as a megalomaniac dictator. And you might say, Al, that's Russia. It's a different country. And we don't speak the language. And I would say, yeah, that's a good point. We don't. Of course, drinking beer, Salud, and Nostrovia don't count. So I'll come closer to home, my favorite megalomaniac president. The current president, some people believe, came into power by espousing a theory that his predecessor was not born in the United States, but in Nigeria. Now, I do not know if that is true or not, but that's not the point. The point is, he had an extreme theory, and I had a plan for the next election. My theory was very simple, and it would win me the presidency. That presidents are neither born in the US, nor are they born in Nigeria. They are delivered in mail by USPS. But you might have seen the postal machines were taken out. My plan leaked. The deep state went after me and took out the machines to stop me in my tracks. So fellow Toastmasters, I rest my case. I have the right background and the pedigree. A great plan, a little short on luck, and I need your help. Because if you want to be friends with a powerful, megalomaniac dictator, you have to stand up and be counted. Mr. Contest Chair.
Timer, please give the judges 1 minute to mark their ballots. Thank you. I correct that. The judges have 2 minutes to mark their ballots. That was the last contestant in the humorous speech contest. All right, the 2-minute period is over. Do any of the judges need any more time? If so, please use the thumbs up on the reaction icon. Timer, if we could have another minute, please. Do any of the judges need any more time? Please indicate so with the thumbs up. The time is up. I do not see any other indication that any of the judges need any more time. Will the chief judge and the contest officials be leaving at this time?
No, we're going to do all our counting at the end.
All right, very good. We will then be starting our next contest, table topics. All the contestants have been briefed. It is a 1 to 2 minute contest. At the 1 minute mark, the timer will show the green card. At the 1 minute 30-second mark, the timer will show the yellow card. And at the 2 minute mark, the timer will indicate red. The timing must be no less than 1 minute nor greater than 2 minutes 30 seconds. The contestants have been briefed. I will now give you the speaking order. The first contestant will be Nik Kasiotis. The second contestant will be Alok Agarwal. The third contestant is Anu Rao. The fourth contestant is Dave White. Except for the first contestant, the 3 other contestants for table topics will be sequestered in a waiting room.
All right, I'm doing that now.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Nik, before we start, if you want to start your video, unmute, and make sure that you are ready to begin before I officially announce you. So you may want to, all right?
Okay, I'm ready. Thank you.
All right, very good. Our first contestant, Nik Kasiotis. Share with us one of the best days of your life. Share with us one of the best days of your life. Nik Kasiotis.
Thank you, Mr. Contest Chair, for that question. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, the question posed is to share one of the best days of my life. I would have to say one of the best days of my life was when I went to Greece as a child. And I was about 6 years old, and I was on the way walking to the beautiful, clear ocean beaches in Greece. And me, my mother and father saw a little ice cream truck. And what do you know? We went to the ice cream truck. I got a small little ice cream, and there was a surprise at the bottom. The surprise was a little toy airplane. And it was so amazing to me. Even to this day, I never forgot it. And it reminded me of at that time as a child, the airplane we flew in on, a huge Boeing 777. This one obviously wasn't as large, but as a child, it was just as fun to play with. And we walked along the ocean, and I played with my little airplane, and I even brought it with me on the way back while I was flying on the plane, and I was acting like a pilot. Thank you, Mr. Contest Chair.
Timer, please give us 1 minute for the judges to mark their ballots. One minute is up. If any of the judges need any more time, please use the thumbs up in the reactions setting. I do not see any indicator of a need for more time. We'll be ready for our second contestant, Alok Agarwal.
He's in the room.
Please make sure you pin the timer, check your video and your audio, and just let me know when you're ready.
If you can hear me, I'm ready.
I can hear you. Alok Agarwal, share with us one of the best days of your life. Share with us one of the best days of your life. Alok Agarwal.
Mr. Contest Chair, honored judges, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. That's a good question. And the first thing that comes to mind is the reunion that I had with my fellow classmates from my engineering school last year. I went to school in the Delhi Institute of Technology in India and graduated with electronics and communication in the year 1994. The first couple of years are always tough, and when I look back, it's very interesting, especially I think from my perspective and some of the friends I had in college. The first couple of years are very competitive. You're trying to make yourself successful. You're trying to grow inside your career, and you want to move on. You want to make more money. You want to move up the organization, and your friends take a little bit of a backseat. As you grow, then you start a family, and then after you start a family and you settle down, you're in the middle of your career, you've made some money, then you say, hey, I really had a great time in school, and those were probably the most carefree days of my life, and I didn't have to worry about money. I just had to go to school and study, and we made the best friends because these were friends, they wanted to be with you, and we lost touch with them. So I think one of the best things we did is in our middle years, we reconnected that crew, and we have had 2 reunions internationally where people flew into Europe, and we came in from the US, the West Coast, we came in from India. And I think that was the last reunion, the first day when we saw each other at the airport. It brought back feelings of childhood. It brought back feeling of being free, of just being pure joy with friends. And I believe that was the best day of my life, Mr. Contest Chair.
Timer, please give us 1 minute for the judges to mark their ballots. The timer has indicated that 1 minute has passed. If any of the judges need any more time, please use the thumbs up reaction. I do not see any indicator that any of the judges need additional time. We are ready for our third contestant.
She
Anu,
is in the room.
I believe I saw Anu. Anu, please check your audio and make sure your video is.
Can you hear me? I think the audio is fine.
Yes, and make sure you mark the timer or pin the timer.
Let me do that.
When you've done so, just indicate ready.
Yes, ready.
All right. Anu Rao, share with us one of the best days of your life. Best days of your life, Anu Rao.
Thank you, Contest Chair, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. One of the best days of my life. Honestly, I should say I've been privileged. I've had a lot of fun, happy, memorable moments in my life. But I'm going to be very boring. I'm going to be a typical woman and say that one of the best days of my life was also the most painful, was also a time when I was very, very sick, And that was the day I gave birth to my little one, my son. I was having a severe cold for a week. And anyone who's been pregnant knows that that's a time that even if you're coughing your heart out, the doctor will tell you, try not to cough as much, but you cannot take medicines either. And that's exactly what happened to me. I was trying not to cough, but I was so excited inside. And then I started getting all those kicks and pains, which indicated that probably I'm going to give birth to my little one. But I still wasn't sure. And the gynecologist was like, you don't sound as much in pain as you should. You are all right, but go to the hospital and check it out. I walked into the hospital and the nurse is like, you're able to walk. You should be okay. But we'll check you out. Guess what? I was ready to deliver. And I did. And it was one of the easiest delivery. Was I happy to see my son come out? Yes, I was. But I was more relieved that it was finally done and I could go to sleep and cough as much as I wanted. Thank you, everyone.
Timer, please give us 1 minute for the judges to mark their ballots. The timer has indicated that 1 minute has elapsed. If any of the judges need any additional time, please indicate so by showing the thumbs up. I do not see any indication that any of the judges require more time. We'll be ready for our fourth contestant.
He's in the room.
All right. Dave White, please start your video and unmute yourself.
I think it's ready to go, Rich.
All right. If you feel comfortable that your video and your audio is okay and you've pinned the timer, just say ready.
Ready.
Thank you. Dave White, share with us one of the best days of your life. Share with us one of the best days of your life. Dave White.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Share with you one of the best days of my life. Of course, there's many of those. I've had many great days since I was a youngster. I remember when I was 8 years old, Christmas morning. What did I get? I got a new bicycle. That was a great day. And at the time, it was the best day of my life. But then, of course, life progressed. And hey, when I was 13, I made the baseball team. And that was really important to me because all my friends made the baseball team. That was the best day of my life at that point. And like I said, there's more. When I was 17, we all know what the best day in your life is when you're 17. You get your driver's license. That's right. That was also one of the best days of my life. I'll never forget, I met my wife. We spent a few years together. We got married. Another best day of my life. We had children. First, there was our lovely, lovely Sarah. The best day of my life. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. And to repeat it the second time when we had Danielle. Another best day of my life. I look forward to many more best days of my life. Contest chair.
Timer, please give us 1 minute for the judges. Oh, I'm sorry. That concludes the table topics contest. Timer, please give us 2 minutes for the judges to finalize their ballots. Dave, you can mute yourself and stop your video. Thank you. The timer has indicated that 2 minutes have elapsed. If the judges need any more time, please show the thumbs up. I do not see any indicator of a requirement for more time.
I'm still waiting to get the judges' forms.
All right. If, other than the contest officials, if we want to take a 5-minute break.
That'd be fine.
All right, I have 8:13. So at 8:18, we'll resume with contestant interviews. We'll be following the same order as the speaking order in both contests. I'll be starting then with Aesha, Alok, Nik, Anu, and Dave. Again, that order: Aesha, Alok, Nik, Anu, and Dave.
I
Alok
will.
does not. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Please go ahead.
I'm going to be taking the timekeeper and the
Okay.
ballot counter and a couple of the judges.
All right,
Okay.
no problem.
All right.
All right, so please resume at 8:18. I'm going to just step away.